Hello everyone, and welcome to Tea Time Crochet. Today we're going to be doing the Gloria Shawl. That's what I'm calling this one. But it's like a variation of the solid triangle shawl that I did last time. So it's really easy, and that's what it looks like from the back. And that's the front. Okay, the things that you're going to need today are probably 2 skeins of worsted weight yarn. I'm just going to be doing a sample today, so I don't have very much yarn, but I believe 2 skeins will probably do a normal size shawl. And just any worsted weight will work. You can do any kind of color variation that you would like. I'm going to be using a 7mm hook because I want it to drape really nicely, and I have learned that the bigger, when you go up a few hook sizes from what your yarn recommends, it drapes a lot nicer than what it would if you used the same hook that it was supposed to be used with your yarn. So I'm going to be using a 7mm hook. You're going to need some scissors and a yarn needle with a large eye, and that's just to sew in the ends. So I'm just going to be doing a sample since I already completed my shawl, and you would have seen it in the beginning of this video. On that, for that shawl, I used Red Heart. It's called Cutie Pie, and it's actually a number 3 lightweight yarn. I still used the 7mm hook, and it gave it a beautiful drape for it. I used just over a whole skein for that shawl. But these skeins are quite big, so yeah, they're 326 yards. So I'm thinking on a normal skein of maybe normal red hearts, you would probably need 2. You may not use it all, but I would probably get 2 just to be safe, unless you're going for a smaller shawl. But that is the one I used for this shawl. And this yarn, it's really soft, but I did find that I had a hard time working with it. It is 100% polyester, but I think it was just because it is a number 3 and I was using a really large hook. But yeah, any worsted weight yarn will work. So just like the last time, this shawl is just a variation of the solid triangle shawl that I have a tutorial for on my channel. It was the last tutorial that I did, so this is a variation on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the magic loop. And I'm sure there's a ton of different ways to do the magic loop. This is just how I do it. So just like the solid triangle shawl, we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to put 2 more double crochets into this ring. And then we're going to chain 2, and then put 3 more double crochets into the ring. Okay, so that completes the first row. So you have your chain 3, and then 2 more double crochets, a chain 2, and then 3 double crochets all into this ring. And we can just tighten up that ring now. We're not going to use it anymore. So we're going to chain 3, and this is for row 2. We're going to put another double crochet into that same stitch, the first stitch there, and that will count as an increase. And then we're going to put 1 double crochet in each one of the next 2 double crochets. So 1 here and 1 here. And then into this chain 2 space, we're going to put 2 double crochets. And then a chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets, and that forms the corner. And then we're going to put 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 double crochets. So 1 here and 1 here. And then in the last chain 3, the last stitch on this row, we're going to put 2 double crochets into that third chain of that chain 3. Okay, so that's the end of the second row. And this shawl is a 3-row repeat. So this is, the next row will be where it changes a little bit. But the first stitch is always going to be the same. You're going to do a chain 3, and then you're going to put another double crochet into that same space, and then this corner space is always going to be the same. The corner will always have 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So no matter what row you're on, those will always be the same. So 1, 2, 3, that's our chain 3, and then 1 double crochet into that same space. And this is where it changes a little bit. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to skip the next double crochet, and into the one after that we're going to put 1 double crochet, and we're going to chain 1, skip 1, and in the next 1 double crochet, chain 1, and this will happen every other repeat, where you're skipping this one and there's no more double crochets. So you're just going to go ahead and chain 1 and then do your corner stitch. So we're going to go ahead and do a double crochet here, and then 1 more, and then chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets, okay. So this is what we have on this side so far. We have our chain 3, a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, in the next stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, and then we're doing our corner. So that corner is a double crochet, 2 double crochets into that space, a chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. So we need to mirror this side for the other side. So we know, since we skipped this last stitch right here, we're going to do the same on this other side. So we're going to skip this one and double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip this one and double crochet into the next, chain 1, and that will put us at our chain 3 at the very end. So we're going to go into the third chain of that chain 3, and we're just going to put 2 double crochets. and that completes row 3. So these 3 rows you're just going to repeat over and over again. And the first 2, you know, they're just, you double crochet in every stitch except for, you know, the end stitches and the corner stitches. So I'll do one more set with you just to make sure that everyone understands. So I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to double crochet into that same stitch for our increase. And then for this row and the next row, it's just you're going to double crochet in all of the spaces that you need to double crochet in. So we're going to double crochet in the top of this double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet around this chain 1, and then double crochet into the top of this one and around the chain space. And we're just going to do that all the way to the corner. Okay, so I'm to my corner space, and it's 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then we're just going to work our way back down the other side. Filling in all those chain 1 spaces. And then in the chain 3 of the last stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets. So we increase at the beginning and at the end of each row. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And what it does is it creates these little eyelet holes and gives it a really nice effect. So for the next row, we're just going to put 1 double crochet in each one of these stitches along. We're going to start off with our chain 3, and then we're going to put 1 double crochet in the first stitch for our increase, and then we're going to put 1 double crochet in each stitch until we get to the corner. Okay, we're here to our corner space. We're going to put 2 double crochets into that space, chain 2, and then we're going to work our double crochets back up the other side. So 1 double crochet into each stitch. I'm to my last stitch, which is the chain 3, so we're going to put 2 double crochets into the top of that chain 3. So that's what you should have so far. And then the next row is our eyelet row. So one more time, we're going to chain 3, and we're going to do our increase. So we're going to put 1 more double crochet into that first stitch, and then we're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch and double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip the next and double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip, double crochet into the next, chain 1, and we're going to complete that, or continue doing that until we get to the corner. So on this one, our skip actually puts us on the last stitch before the corner. And like I said, the other one will happen every other row. It's just the way the stitch count is, and it's not a big deal. As long as you're, doing what you're supposed to be doing for the corner, it should be fine. So you're going to chain 1, and you're going to double crochet into that last stitch right before the corner, and then you're still going to go ahead and chain 1, and you're just going to do your corner stitches like you're supposed to. Chain 2, 2 more double crochet. Now, like I had said on the last time we did this row, we want to make sure that we mirror this row on the other side. So we know that we have to do a chain 1 and then put our stitch into that last stitch right before the corner. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet into the next, and repeat that all the way to the end of the row. Okay, so there's the last, I chained 1, and then I need to skip this one, and my last stitch is where I need to go, so I'm going to put 2 in there because I need to do my increase. Okay, so this is what you should have so far, and you're going to repeat those same 3 rows throughout your whole shawl. That's all the shawl is a repeat of those 3 rows. And I think it gives it a really nice effect. It's light and airy because it has these eyelets, these eyelet holes, and it gives it a really pretty look. And as long as you're remembering to do your increases at the beginning and the end, and then you're doing your corner the way you're supposed to, everything should work out fine. When you're doing your eyelet row, make sure that you mirror one side off the other, that they match. You'll know if it doesn't match because things won't add up the way that they're supposed to on the other side, and it'll look funny. And it should be fairly flat across the top. It may get a little wonky the bigger your shawl gets, but that will all work out when you block it. So And I'm calling this one the Gloria Shawl. It's named after my grandma. I think that she would like this shawl, and that's kind of why I wanted to name it after her. And she's also the one that taught me to crochet. So if you have any questions, just, comment down below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. But this is a fairly easy shawl. It's just a variation of the triangle shawl that I did last week. So you shouldn't have too much problem with it. So thanks for watching and have a great day.